Hello dear student, myself Pawan Wankhede going to deliver a lecture on topic pathophysiology and target of drug action of cardiac arrhythmias. So before you start, you must understand the cardiac arrhythmia. Now what do you mean by cardiac arrhythmia? Cardiac arrhythmia are defined as disorder of rate, rhythm, origin or conduction of impulses within the heart. Means it is a disorder of rate, rhythm, automaticity means there is a impulse generation, means disorder of impulse generation and disorder of impulse conduction of impulses within the heart. It is called as the cardiac arrhythmia. Now what are the incidents of cardiac arrhythmia? This cardiac arrhythmia is occur 80 to 90% during the acute myocardial infarction. Means if there is a blood supply to the heart, it is less or insufficient, then it causes the acute myocardial infarction and there is a chances of cardiac arrhythmia. During the general anesthesia, 20 to 25% of arrhythmia it is occur during the general anesthesia. It may causes the cardiac arrest also. And during the digitalization, 20 to 25% 10 to 25% are occur during the digitalization. Means when the digitalis it is given in the therapy of digitalis, it causes the this in the previous lecture we have discussed the adverse effect of digitalis. Digitalis it causes the cardiac arrhythmia and during that process there is a chances of cardiac arrhythmias. Now we will see what is the genesis or pathogenesis of the cardiac arrhythmia. It is cardiac arrhythmia. It is due to result of altered impulse generation, means altered automaticity, or altered impulse propagation, means altered impulse conduction, called as the conductivity, or both factor affecting together. It is called as the cardiac arrhythmia. So it is due to the altered automaticity or altered conductivity or both factor which causes the cardiac arrhythmia. Now we will see the factors which precipitate the cardiac arrhythmia. First factor, it is the myocardial ischemia. If the blood supply to the heart it is not occur properly, then pH and electrolyte abnormalities such as sodium and potassium level may precipitate the cardiac arrhythmia. Excessive stress of the cardiac muscles, excessive discharge of endogenous catecholamine such as the adrenaline, noradrenaline may causes the cardiac arrhythmia, and during the digitalis therapy it also precipitates the cardiac arrhythmias. Now what are the causes of cardiac arrhythmia? It is causes of cardiac arrhythmia are coronary artery disease such as the myocardial infarction or angina pectoris. Due to that it causes the cardiac arrhythmia. Due to the high blood pressure or hypertension it causes the arrhythmia. Changes in heart muscles called as the cardiomyopathy. Valve disorder, electrolyte imbalance in the blood such as sodium or potassium, injury from a heart attack, the healing process after heart surgery, other medical condition, hypertension and excessive stress are the causes of cardiac arrhythmia. Now what are the symptoms of cardiac arrhythmia? There is a fluttering chest sensation it is occur. There is a sweat is occur, chest pain, then light-headed or dizziness it is occur, shortness of breath it is very important sign and symptoms, and tiredness it is occur in the patient of the cardiac arrhythmia. Now what happened in that of the automaticity? Automaticity it is the impulse generation. Impulse generation it is start from the SA node. So SA node exhibit a spontaneous depolarization. So SA node it is called as the spacemaker cell from is the impulse generation it is occur. And these SA node are more it is membrane permeable to the sodium ion, and due to that there is a membrane permeable to the sodium ion, the resting potential it goes and it causes the threshold potential, means resting membrane potential is -90, and when due to that the permeable of this sodium ion, the threshold potential it goes up to the -55 MV, and due to that after that it causes the rapid depolarization, means there is a more opening of the sodium channels and it causes the phase 0 action potential. So this is the in the simple process the SA node it exhibit a pacemaker cell, means there is a impulse generation is start from the SA node. Now what do you mean by latent pacemaker cell? When the SA node it is suppressed and due to that the other specialized cells such as the located in the AV node and the Purkinje system, when AC node is damaged, they act as a cardiac pacemaker cell called as the latent pacemaker cell, and in that especially calcium ion it is open, which causes the after depolarization. Now we'll see the what do you mean by the automaticity defect. To study the antiarrhythmic drug, you must understand the pathophysiology of the cardiac arrhythmia, because this automaticity effect and conductivity effect you have to decreases in the cardiac antiarrhythmic drug. Now what happened in the automaticity defect? In the automaticity defect, when in the normal sinoatrial node, means SA node which has the highest degree of automaticity, means impulse generation is occur through that of the SA node, it altered by sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system it increases the impulse generation, and parasympathetic nervous system it depresses the impulse generation, means it is affected by sympathetic nervous system increases and parasympathetic nervous system it is decreases the impulse generation. But now when the SA node it is suppressed, due to drugs or due to that of the pathophysiological conditions, due to SA node it is suppressed, other specialized conducting tissue take a role of pacemaker cell, means when SA node cannot work properly, then other cells, other specialized conducting tissue take role of the pacemaker cell called as the latent pacemaker cell, such as atrial fiber, AV node tissue, bundle of His and Purkinje fiber, through which this impulse generation it is occur, and this it is called as the ectopic focus. Now what do you mean by ectopic focus? It is the fall generation of impulses it is occur through that of the latent pacemaker cell, and it is not through that of the SA node, and hence it causes the automaticity in ectopic focus it is increases, means fall generation of impulses in the ectopic focus. Now this is the ectopic foci, means there is a fall generation of impulses, it is not occur in the SA node, it is occur through that of the this region, and hence there is a automaticity in ectopic focus it is increases, and due to that it causes the cardiac arrhythmia. So why it is necessary to understand this? Because you have to inhibit this antiarrhythmic drug inhibit the formation of ectopic focus, and hence you must understand the what done by the automaticity defect. Again I am revise this point. When SA node has the highest degree of automaticity, it is stimulated by sympathetic nervous system and it is decreases by the parasympathetic nervous system. When SA node it is suppressed, other specialized conduction tissue take a role of pacemaker cell called as the latent pacemaker cell, and which causes the fall generation of impulses called as the ectopic foci, and due to that there is a automaticity in ectopic focus it is increases, and which causes the cardiac arrhythmia. So this is the SA node, this is the AV node, this is the bundle of branches, and there is a Purkinje fiber, and this is called as the ectopic foci. So ectopic foci nothing but it is the fall generation of impulses occur not from the SA node but other part of the heart, such as the AV node, bundle of His and the Purkinje fiber. And in the antiarrhythmic drug you have to inhibit this ectopic focus. Now see the next one, it is called as the conductivity defect. Now conductivity defect means the transfer of impulses from the SA node to the AV node it is occur, SA node to AV node it is occurred, but when there is a myocardial ischemia due to that of the blood supply, there is a transmit impulses slowly or there is a conduction block. Due to the myocardial ischemia, there is a impulse transmission of impulses from SA node to the AV node, it is slowly, or there is a conduction block, it is occur, and due to that it causes AV blockage or bundle branch block, and hence there is a retrograde transmission or re-entry mechanism, it is occur. We will say detail in the next slide. For re-entry to occur, conduction block must be a unidirectional block, and re-entry causes the ventricular tachycardia. Now in this diagram we can clearly understand the terms in the previous slide. So this is the Purkinje fiber, this is the ventricular muscle, and this is the terminal branch. Now what happen in the normal? Now in the normal impulse conduction from terminal branches of Purkinje fiber to the ventricular muscle, this is the normal pathway. Now what happen in that of the unidirectional block? When there is a unidirectional block caused by any pathophysiological condition or due to that of the myocardial ischemia or due to that of the drug toxicity, there is a unidirectional block, it is occur, and this term it is called as the unidirectional block, and it is occur due to that of the myocardial ischemia. Now what do you mean by the re-entry mechanism? This is most important terms in that of the cardiac arrhythmia, unidirectional block plus re-entry mechanism. Now what happen? Unidirectional block of the impulses in the left branch, there is a block in that of the left branch, and re-entry, this is called as the re-entry, this is called as the re-entry of impulses from the right branch, this is called as the re-entry of impulses from right branch to the left branch, called as the retrograde transmission. Means पुन्हा जर ट्रान्समिशन होत असेल then it is called as the retrograde transmission, and this is called as the unidirectional block plus re-entry, it is occur, and this re-entry it is very dangerous in case of the cardiac arrhythmia, and due to that it causes the premature beat, it may be occur, and hence in antiarrhythmic drug you have to inhibit this re-entry, Now see the bidirectional block, bidirectional conduction block in the left branch due to when there is severe depression, it is caused by the antiarrhythmic drug such as quinidine or procainamide. There is a depression, it is occur, and this unidirectional block is converted into the bidirectional block. Means re-entry does not occur in that in this, and some drug it also convert the unidirectional block into the bidirectional block. Bidirectional block it is good as compared to that of the unidirectional block and re-entry mechanism. Because of some drug it block this and which causes the bidirectional block. So understand. So simply what do you mean by unidirectional block? There is a due to that of the myocardial ischemia, it causes the unidirectional block, and what do you mean by re-entry? When there is a entry from that of the left branch, and again it causes a premature beat, called as the re-entry. And bidirectional block means both the directional it is block, and hence it is called as the bidirectional block. So in the previous slide, now we will go into the previous slide where myocardial ischemia transmit impulses slowly or conduction block. AV blockage or bundle branch, it is bundle branch block. Retrograde transmission or re-entry mechanism. So you have to, in antiarrhythmic drug, you have to inhibit this re-entry mechanism. For re-entry to occur, conduction block must be a unidirectional block. So for the re-entry, there must be a unidirectional block. If in case of bidirectional block, re-entry cannot be occur, and this re-entry it causes the ventricular tachycardia. Means due to that of the re-entry there is a ventricular tachycardia, it is occur, and which causes the cardiac arrhythmia. So simply there is a conduction, if there is a defect in that of the conductivity, it also causes the cardiac arrhythmia. Again, most important thing in the previous lecture also we have discussed regarding the cardiac action potential. Before to study the cardiac arrhythmia, you must understand this cardiac action potential. Now this is the membrane potential which is start from the minus 90, and when there is a leakage of ion, it is occur in the SA node, and due to that when it goes to the minus 55, it causes the it goes into the threshold potential, and after that there is a rapid increase of that of the sodium ion, it is occur and called as the phase 0, or it is called as the depolarization. Sodium channel, it is a fast acting ion channel which causes the rapid depolarization, it is occur. Now phase 1, in which the phase 1 there is a sodium channel, it is closed and it is called as the partial repolarization. In the phase 2 there is a opening of the slow calcium channel which called as the also the plateau phase, and it called as the in this phase there is a excitation contraction coupling, it is occur, and muscle contraction, cardiac muscle contraction, it is occur. Now in the phase 3 there is a opening of the potassium channel and it causes the repolarization. Now this is called as the resting membrane potential, called as the phase 4. Phase 4 there is a leaky potassium channel, it is occur in the phase 4. Now what do you mean by absolute refractive period? When the second action potential cannot be generated, means re-excitation cannot be occur from the phase 0 to phase 3, and this phase it is called as the effective refractive period. Now again important thing, again in the cardiac arrhythmia there is a common term called as the effective refractive period. Student must understand what do you mean by the effective refractory period. The effective refractive period is the period of time if the new action potential cannot be initiated. Once the action potential initiated, it cannot be again initiated from phase 0 to phase 3, called as the effective refractive period. It is a protective mechanism to limit rapid excessive depolarization. So it is a protective mechanism to limit the rapid excessive depolarization. Many antiarrhythmic drugs alter the effective refractive period. Many antiarrhythmic drugs, it decreases this effective refractive period. So it is called as the absolute refractive period in which the cell cannot be excited, and this takes place between the phase 0 and phase 3. So student must understand, this is the important point. To understand the antiarrhythmic drug, you must understand what do you mean by the refractory period. Now other term, it is called as the action potential duration. The action potential duration is start from phase 0 to phase 4, and this whole duration it is called as the action potential duration. Now many drug also it increases or decreases the action potential duration. This is the phase 0 to phase 3 called as the effective refractive period, and this period it is called as the relative refractive period. So student must understand that what do you mean by action potential duration, means phase 0 to phase 4 duration, it is called as the action potential duration. Now again important one, it is called as the simple you must know the electrocardiogram. So in the electrocardiogram, this is the P wave, there is a atrial depolarization, it is occur, means atria get contracted, and this is the QRS complex. There is a ventricular depolarization, means ventricle get contracted, and ventricular in the T wave there is a ventricular repolarization, means ventricle goes into the relaxation phase. Now this is called as the PQ interval, or this phase is called as the PR interval. This is the ST segment, and this interval is called as the QT interval. When there is a what do you mean by torsade D point, when there is a twisting of this T wave now this side, when there is a twisting of this T wave, means when the T waves goes into the opposite direction, this term it is called as the torsade D point. Now prolongation of PR interval indicate the abnormality of conducting system. When there is a prolongation of this PR interval, means there is a abnormality in the impulse conduction, it is occur. So student must understand that of the this ECG, because in this antiarrhythmic drug there is a term QT interval it is increases, PR interval it is increases, ST segment it is decreases, QRS complex, and this interval, this term are very important to understand the antiarrhythmic drug. So student must understand the electrocardiogram. Now see the type of arrhythmia. The first term, it is the tachycardia. So simply, if there is a heart rate, it is increases, means fast heart rate, resting heart rate is greater than 100 beats per a minute, called as the tachycardia. So it is the normal heart rate. Now in the tachycardia, now we will see that there is a increase in the heartbeat, it is occur. So when there is an increase in the heartbeat, it is occur, called as the tachycardia. And bradycardia means slow heartbeat, a resting rate less than 60 beats a minute, called as the bradycardia. In this diagram we clearly see that there is a heart rate, it is decreases and called as the bradycardia. Now important cardiac arrhythmias are called as the extrasystole, extra contraction of the heart, called as the extrasystole. Are the premature ectopic beats, are called as the premature ectopic beats, means false generation of beats due to abnormal automaticity, means there is a impulse generation, there is a abnormal impulse generation, it is occur, then it causes the extrasystole. Or after depolarization arising from the ectopic focus, after depolarization due to that of the calcium ion, there is arising from the again from the ectopic focus, from the false generation of impulses starting from the AV bundle or the Purkinje fibers. Now second term, it is called as the paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. Paroxysmal means it is a sudden supraventricular tachycardia. It is a sudden onset episode of atrial tachycardia. It is rate, it is 150 to 200 per minute. It is originating above the ventricle in the atria. So clearly supra means in the above the ventricles. It is originating above the ventricle in the atria or the AV node, called as the paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. This term is very important in the cardiac arrhythmia. Now what is by atrial flutter? When atrial beat at a rate of 200 to 350 per minute, it is mostly due to the stable re-entrant circuit of the right atrium. When they due to that of the re-entry circuit in the right atrium, it called as the atrial flutter. The atrial beat rate is 200 to 350 per minute. Now see the atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibers are activated asynchronously at a rate of 350 to 550 per minute. Then there is called as the atrial fibrillation. Ventricular tachycardia, it is a rapid regular heart rate that originates with a abnormal electrical signal in the ventricle. When there is a abnormal electrical signal occur in the ventricle, it called as the ventricular tachycardia. Now see the important term, it is the torsade D point, it is called as the twisting of point. When the T waves, it is twist in the opposite direction, that it is called as the torsade D point. It is generally associated with the long QT interval. Now see the ventricular fibrillation, it is grossly irregular, rapid and fractionated activation of ventricle resulting in incoordinated contraction of its fiber with loss of pumping action. Now atrioventricular block, it is depression of impulse conduction. When there is a depression of impulse conduction through the AV node on bundle of hips, due to that it causes the atrioventricular block. Now see the last, it is the classification of drug, classification of antiarrhythmic drug. It is the standard classification of antiarrhythmic drug. You have to write as such that, means you have to write class in the Roman letter, class 1, 2, 3 and 4. First it is the membrane stabilizing agent. So why we study the action potential? Because all this drug, most of the drug is added by the ion channel. Means first category of drug, it block the sodium channel. The third category of drug, it block the potassium channel, and fourth category of drug block the calcium channel. So you must understand this action potential. So first it is the membrane stabilizing agent. Because of it block the sodium channel, which causes the depolarization, means excitation it is inhibited, and due to that there is a moderately decrease in the dV/dt of zero phase. Example are quinidine, procainamide and the disopyramide. There is a little decrease in zero phase, lidocaine and mexiletine. More decrease in zero phase, propafenone and flecainide. Now antiadrenergic drug, these are the drug which specially inhibit the ectopic foci and hence it is used called as the beta blocker drug, propranolol, esmolol and sotalol. Now third, it is the agent widening action potential. These are called as it prolong the repolarization and effective refractive period. In the before slide we clearly said that what do you mean by the effective refractive period. Means these are the drug which prolong the repolarization and increases the effective refractive period. Example are amiodarone, dronedarone, dofetilidine and efutilide. Now fourth category of drug, it is the calcium channel blocker, verapamil and diltiazem. In addition, for PSVT, paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, you can use the adenosine and digoxin. For AV block, you can use the isoprenaline and the anticholinergic drug atropine. For digitalis, again digitalis also used in atrial flutter and PSVT to control the ventricular rate. So simply student must understand that why this before starting the mechanism of antiarrhythmic drug, you must understand the pathophysiological mechanism of the cardiac arrhythmia. So what do you mean by cardiac arrhythmia? There is a defect in the automaticity and the conductivity. So antiarrhythmic drug which depresses the automaticity and conductivity, it is regulated, and by blocking this ion channel, sodium channel, potassium channel, it also, and by inhibiting the ectopic focus, it main action of that of the antiarrhythmic drugs. So antiarrhythmic drug, it decreases four important thing, it is very important. It decreases excitability, means by inhibiting the sodium channel it decreases excitability, it decreases conductivity, and it causes the increase in the effective refractive period, and there is an increase in the action potential duration it is occur. These four important point you must remember in the mechanism of that of the antiarrhythmic drugs. So understand, so simply student must understand this is very complicated topic, cardiac arrhythmia. If you generally understand what do you mean by cardiac arrhythmia, you can clearly understand the antiarrhythmic drug mechanism. So before start to the antiarrhythmic drug, you must understand the cardiac arrhythmia. So again I have revised that cardiac arrhythmia means it is a disorder of rate, rhythm, automaticity and the conductivity within the heart. So in the automaticity there is a SA node which causes the automaticity. When SA node is suppressed, the other conducting tissue which causes the impulse generation, and this term it is called as the ectopic focus, means there is a false generation of impulses it is occur. And conductivity defect, and due to that of this conductivity defect, this two important point it is important, unidirectional block, and due to that by unidirectional block there is a re-entry it is occur, and this re-entry should be inhibited by the antiarrhythmic drugs. This is the action potential, because all the drug is most act through that of the action potential, means class 1 it is act on the phase 0 by inhibiting the sodium channel, class 3 it is act by inhibiting this potassium channel, and class 4 it is act by inhibiting the calcium channel, means calcium channel blocker are act on this phase 2. In the phase category 1 drug it is block this phase 0, and category 3 action widening action potential, because of this inhibition it wide this repolarization and it prolong the effective refractive period. So this is called as the effective refractive period, in which that of the phase 0 to phase 3 re-excitation cannot be occur. Action potential duration start from phase 0 to phase 4 called as the action potential duration. Student must also understand that the electrocardiogram, what do you mean by PR interval, PQ interval, and when there is a PR interval prolongation it is occur, there is a abnormality in the conducting system. This is the tachycardia and the bradycardia. These are the various important cardiac arrhythmia, or in the uses you can clearly see that these drugs are used in paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, or these drugs are used in atrial flutter or atrial fibrillation, or some drug also causes the twisting of point of twisting of that of the T waves called as the Torsades D point. And these are the classification of antiarrhythmic drugs. Thank you. I hope all the students understand this important topic, cardiac arrhythmia. If you any question, you can ask in the comment box. Thank you.